Hiya managers, and welcome to the latest episode of Tinker Talks, a pod dedicated to 31 Fantasy Premier League managers and their season's journey in the Just Tinkering the Nose League. They compete in the most comprehensive fantasy football competition known to man. League glory awaits for the most dedicated of tinkerers, but nestled across the season, 2 Champion Leagues, 2 Cups, Manager of the Month and much more. We have a rigorous review of the past week's shenanigans and the sharing of where it went right or wrong this week. There'll be comment and discussion on tactics, transfers and general tinkering with me, League Chairman Rog, often accused of embezzlement, match rigging and receiving of unsolicited brown envelopes. And eventually we'll get Dr. G, our strategic genius, our wild card Game Week 2 strategic genius. In a week when Haaland gets 2 more goals and Salah blanks, Watkins scores 2 and gets a full bonus, but only 5 managers have them in his team. Arsenal blunt the Spurs, Everton score 2 and concede 3 again, and nothing this week for Gordon or Isaac as an attacking return. And Manchester United are back on winning ways and a clean sheet. So is that Rashford, Garnacho, Harry Maguire, Dalot, Delete on the shopping list perhaps? Game Week 4 had an FPL average of 51 points. Our Tinker League was 50. Christoph took a -4 transfer, moving him down from 2nd to 6th in the week's standings. And we've got 17 players equal to or above average this week. It's celebration times, and our manager of the week is Go Eze on me. That's Alex Hopkins, a score of 71 points, an overall rank of 628,045. And it also means, because we're now into manager of the month for September, he leads away in that competition as well. Ben back up to the top as Dr. G drops down from 5th. Manager of the week Alex moves into 2nd, and Steve jumps up 2 places to 3rd. The gap across the top 8 is 14 points, down from 17 last week. The Chuff to Bits Challenge League was too big at the back, where clean sheets were worth double points this week. So that means 2 keepers and 2 defenders was your challenge. 3 keepers overall delivered double-figure returns, so that's £4.5 million Robert Sanchez for Chelsea. His 15 points were broken down as a clean sheet, a penalty saved, 7 saves, and that's 1 point for every 3 saves, so 2 points on top of that. And then finally, he gained a 3-point bonus. It could have been better, however, as he also got a yellow card. £5 million Anana had similar stats, but only 1 bonus and no booking for 13. And finally, Ipswich's Muric, 4.4 million at present, a clean sheet, 6 saves and 3 bonus points. Only 3 defenders with double returns, understandably Gabriel with his goal and a clean sheet for Arsenal, Man United's clean sheet and goals for Delete and assist for Dalot gave them good double-figure returns. No entries from Daniel or Luke again this week, I'm afraid. Overall league for Challenge, Michelle still leads away there. Ben is 2nd and Steve is in 3rd. Game Week 5 Challenge is this week. You can only choose players from the Americas. It's the last week of the 5-a-side and you have an unlimited budget to play with. Right, then we're on to Champions League, and in a very tight week of fixtures in Group 1, Tommy wins again, this time against bottom team Kinder, although only by 2 FPL points. Upperthorpe are 3 clear of Ben in 2nd, and they took the win over Rogers Dodgy Lodgers, unfortunately. Ben was actually the top scorers in Group 1 this week with 67 FPL points. Of all the matches, 3 of those were settled by 2 points, and it leaves us with 4 teams on 6 points. That's 3rd down to 6th. A playoff place looking the best all of those can do, being 6 points off the group leaders in that automatic place. This week's games pitch group leaders against 2nd bottom John Bell. Ben in 2nd is against 6th place Luke, and Steve in 3rd against, yet to get a point, Lee. A mid-table clash between myself and Pete. It feels a must-win game for both of us. if we're to keep in touch with the leading two. Just Badger retaining a 100% record in Group 2, an FPL 6-point win over Jenks 11. A Liverpool trio in midfield doomed Dr. G to his first defeat of the season, losing to Seattle by 5. Samba and Bison are the other two Group 2 victors this match day. So Badger jump up to the top over Dr. G, who's down to second. And as with Group 1, 4 teams with a 1-2 and lost 2 record. Ben Con takes on third placed Graham in matchday 5. Callum and Petter face off. And it's the Hawks that really need a win. Leaders Rich are against Nigel's Wawa, who are in 7th. Dr. G against Matt. Are the Bison ready to stampede Gareth's qualification chances? In Group 3, John's Singapore Slingers maintain their 100% record so far in qualification. Victory over Paul, who achieved 22 points. Now, Paul, you are really lucky we don't play the interbred Fingers and Toes Club rules. For those who aren't aware, the Fingers and Toes Club is an FPL score of 20 or less in a game week. It's an exclusive club, but understandably has no application process. Membership is solely granted by complete lack of achievement. Back onto Group 3, Slingers have their bye coming up this week, so will maintain a top spot regardless of what happens. The bye fixture actually benefited Chris Perry in matchday 4, another team that achieved little, but this week are strutting around, pigeon chest out and clinging tightly to a quite undeserved 3 group points, and they sit comfortably in 3rd. Another Chris fielding a below par score, that's Chrissy M, with 2 wins on the bounce, but seemed too much, and had a measly 33 FPL points, and that handed Christoph an easy peasy win. K-Dog's up to 2nd. Ben Morris scraped a victory over Jamie this week. Ben, with no Salah or Haaland in his squad, got 33 out of his 50 FPL points from 2 players. A Raya captain and a Mateta brace. Dr. G is in the surgery this Friday evening and might have a cure. Be sure to have a listen. But the 50 points were enough. The curse of the wild card for 2025 with 49 points. These were Jamie's first transfers this season, so he will have 4 transfers in the bank. Jamie will hope to get back onto winning ways in matchday 5. He's up against Paul's Wanderers next. Chris McClaw looks a right toasty game to enjoy this weekend, just hoping the players don't get burnt out in such a heated game. Expresski up against the Blue Boys, that's 2nd against bottom. Reese, Michelle and Alex all win 3 points and are all 100% after 4 games. Alex, Manager of the Week winner, also won the Hopkins Showdown by 27 points. Michelle's 48 and Reese's 40 FPL points, some might say undeserving of the victory over Danny and Paul, but 34 and 28 points was never going to be enough, chaps. Ben Stalwarts had a bye and take on Strummerville FC, both 9 points off qualification this week. The next few match days look interesting for Group 4. Following Ben's byes this week, in the coming weeks the remaining bottom 4 will also have byes, and that means the top 3 will be playing each other. And this week it's Alex against Michelle, that's 1st against 3rd. Reese takes on Hockey Sticks Hopkins. Although 6 points apart in the league, Dan scored more than Reese this week. And Reese, you do have Alex and Michelle in the following 2 games. And it's quite conceivable that Dan is above you after match day 7. So I'll leave you with some food for thought. 5 teams unbeaten in Champion League qualification so far. I am committed to a Salah captain this week, even though it didn't work last week. I don't think Haaland will get a sniff against Arsenal. Watkins, a must transfer, and surely only 5 managers have him at the moment. We've got Dr. G's surgery, so his words of wisdom, tips, tricks and players to keep eyes on will be back again this week at some point on Friday evening. And just a last final thought. If you had Haaland as captain and Salah from the start, and then filled the rest of your playing squad with a 1-point anchor, you would have got 187 points so far. So wrapping up for this week, FPL deadline is 11 AM on Saturday. If you're in the Challenge League, don't forget to put an entry in. Go and visit gsl.webador.co.uk for the group info, fixtures, results, tables and any other useful links that I put on there. And if you do have the time, the Scout tab on the FPL website is worth reviewing. And for planning live scores over the game week weekend, visit Live FPL. You can use 483931 as a league code. And if you need your player ID, send me a WhatsApp message and I'll send you it back. Good luck, managers. Hoping all your players play 60 minutes or more this week.